Julien, I'm French. I just graduated from a French business school called ESSEC. Maybe some of you know this school, where I'm going to be incubated with this project, actually. I want to introduce you to my two teammates, Augusto, who mainly worked on the back-end side, and Thomas, who is our front-end expert. So, I'm pretty sure all of you have ever always experienced the empty fridge nightmare. I think it's something quite common. Well, I do, and it happens because I'm too busy to take care of my groceries, and this prevents me actually from sleeping and sometimes even from working. And one day, I was blooming at the office, glancing at people walking in the street, and I wonder why these people could not go to my butcher, buy me my beef rib. And boom, that's how Gigot is born. So let's take an example. I'm Jacques, sorry. Now I'm Jacques. I don't know why. I'm Jacques, I'm a busy lawyer, and I have to prepare a dinner for my friends tonight. But I have actually no time to go for shopping and even less to go to my local grocery stores. And we have Guillaume, a young student, who has basically very flexible schedules. He's always looking for money, and he is actually living in my neighborhood. And yes, he's looking for a way to earn money easily. So me, Jacques, I'm going on Gigot, and I want to pass an order. So I just basically I click on passer une commande in French. I check if my address is correct. I'm living in the 14th arrondissement, very nice district. I choose today's date, and I want to be delivered between 9 and 9:30, let's say. That's what is great with Gigot. We can have very short time slot because Guillaume is not a professional, so he only have few deliveries. So let's find my shopper. Oh, great. As you can see, I have a lot of shoppers in my district, and some of them are famous. You can see a good one. I think he's a good wine tester. But for now, even though Guillaume is not rated well, I like him, so I'm going to choose Guillaume. And well, he received an SMS. Okay, warning him that I appointed him for this order. So I think tonight I'm going to cook a rabbit. I think it's a good, French way. Lapin entier, let's say. I want one of these. I only have 3 friends tonight, so I add this product. I'm going to buy 1 kilo of carrots to go with it. Yeah. And as you can see, we have an estimate of the minimum price, maximum price, just like Uber did. And as I'm French, I'd like to have a little glass of wine, so let's check what they have. I think Madiran Vieille Vigne is going to make it, so let's take it. 1 bottle, let's be reasonable. Okay, should be okay for tonight. So now I'll send the order to Guillaume so that he can go for shopping. And now the list is ready. So as you can see, it took me only 2 minutes to order my groceries on Gigot. And basically, that's all. That's what Gigot is all about. Actually, it's playful, it's local, it's life facilitating. So, well, I think it's a great way to do shopping when you are too busy, and even your grandma could do it. It's very simple. So, but it took me 2 minutes to order, but it took us 2 weeks to actually develop it. And the greatest challenge, the biggest challenge was on the match between user and shopper, match based on location, date, and time slot. So yes, it was the biggest challenge for us. And the next step for Gigot, as I said, we are incubated at ESSEC. We have a few weeks of development coming to finish the MVP, and we are going to test it on the 14th arrondissement. Our early birds are actually housekeepers. So we are going to test it during the month of November. And we will have feedbacks to see what are the next features to develop. And we will probably raise funds one day. So, well, we believe that Gigot should become a kind of Uber of grocery delivery. Thank you for your attention.
I'm Christina, and I'm from Ghent. Well, by way of Phoenix, Arizona. I'm actually from the U.S. Today, I'm a pitcher here at Le Wagon, but on the weekends, I play catcher for the Ghent Knights softball team, which is an amateur softball club in Ghent. It's a hugely popular sport, baseball and softball on the amateur level. There's one organization alone in the U.S. that has 2.5 million members, amateur members, and over 165,000 teams. And each of these teams can have 10 to 20 players, have dozens of games a season, and beyond that, even more practices. So it's a bit of a challenge to coordinate. And I love playing softball, but as a former math major, I'm also enticed by what a data-rich game it is, and how much statistics can play a part in tracking and trends, and leading to strategic decisions for coaches and for players alike. So my application, SCORECARD, is for amateur baseball and softball teams to help them organize their schedule and their statistics. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you how it works. So let's first start with me being a coach for the Ghent Knights. So I've set up SCORECARD for my team, and I'm gonna go ahead and log in. And I have a personalized dashboard. As you can see here, the first thing you'll notice is the announcements. So I can easily send an announcement, send a notification to all of my players, let them know what's going on, keep them up to date. So here I had already shared with them that there was going to be a barbecue after this game, and they should bring something to share. But I also want to tell them that they can feel free to bring their families along. So we'll add that announcement here. And as I send that out, that will go to all of my players. So that's a little help for coordinating things. There it is. And then the next thing you'll see is my team logo with our current ranking here in the league. It's early in the season, but we're tied for first, so things are going pretty well so far. And then underneath, you'll see our game schedule, our upcoming games, and also the ones we already played with the result here. And then we have also a practice schedule, and that will be private, only shared for my players and my coaches. And I need to add a practice, so I'll go ahead to that link, and I can easily add the date here, and the location that will be linked to Google Maps, so everyone can find the practice easily, and I can give a little more information so people know what to expect. And then as I add this practice, not only will it go to everyone's schedules on their dashboards, but they can also RSVP and let me know if they can come or not. Maybe if no one can come, then I should cancel the practice or move it to another time. And then the last thing, which is also really helpful as a coach, is I have access to all the statistics for my team. And it's a pretty big table. You can scroll and see there are a lot of statistics that we're keeping track of with SCORECARD, which can be helpful. But it's a nice table because it's sortable. I can find something I'm interested in and easily sort my players. And also, I can filter it if there are certain things that I'm more interested in right now. Okay, so let's change gears, and now I'm a player. And I just got an email that said, oh, my coach has a new announcement for me. I better go check that. So I'm going to log into my SCORECARD. And each player has their own personalized dashboard. And you can see there, those are the announcements that the coach wanted to share. I also have access to the league standings, and I also have the schedule here. If you scroll down, and I can't add a practice because I'm just a team member that's reserved for the coach or the team captain, but I can RSVP and let them know that I'm coming. And then I don't have the stats for all my teammates, but I do have the detailed statistics for myself, so I can follow how my progress is developing over the season and also see some visualizations. Okay, so now we've seen how SCORECARD can be really helpful to coaches and players, but one of the cool things is we can also share it with our friends and family and our fans. So let's say I was a player, and I have a friend who's a player who I had dinner with last night, and she was telling me all about how she has a softball game coming up, and I want to check it out. I can go to SCORECARD and search for her name. There she is. Yeah, that's her picture, and that's the Get Knights logo. She's a 4-time All-Star. Awesome. So I'll go to her player profile, and this is something that, as a player, she's uploaded a picture of herself and kind of given in some details about her as a player, her height and her positions, her number. And then I also see not all of her stats, but some of the important ones, some of the ones that, as a fan, I might be interested in. So that's cool, and I'm going to go to the team page now, and I get a nice overview of the Knights with their roster, and then some of their leaders. Who's doing the best? Oh, my friend's doing great. She's number 1 right now in the average. And I can also see the schedule. Again, not the practices, but I see the games, and I might be able to go to. So there's one tonight. I should try to go to that. And here's an overview of the game. It has a time, it has a link to the map, it has some information. The canteen's gonna be open. I can get some dinner after, awesome. And if I'm a little late, I'm running late to the game, I can always check, and this will be updated in real time. I'll be able to follow the score, see what happened, see what I missed. So as you can imagine, when the plays happen in a baseball or softball game, right now, the way that it's being scored, and this goes for all amateur levels, like from youth all the way up to adults, there's a scorekeeper who's writing down on a piece of paper what's happening. And for example, in Ghent, when we have a game, that paper with all the plays is just submitted to the league, and they put a PDF of it online, which is wonderful, but it's not really helpful for coaches or for players to really see what happened or use the statistics. But what I do is, for every play, it's updating not only the game overview, but also the individual players who are involved, their statistics, and the team rankings. And so that was probably the most complicated technical problem that I faced, was all of these moving parts that were related. And in the coming days with my app, I think it's really important to work on the interface for scoring, for scorekeeping, and putting those statistics in the app. I'm in touch with my former league in the US that has a season coming up, and I'm hoping that they'll be using the app as alpha testers and give me some feedback. But if there's, by chance, anyone here who knows anything about baseball or softball, who's a player or a fan and wants to talk to me about it or get the word out about SCORECARD, I'd really appreciate it. So thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Bert. I come from Leuven. I've been active in the IT sector for 20 years, quite a long time. 10 years in a private company as a business unit manager, and 10 years I had my own company.
Hi, my name is Eric. I come from France, and I moved to Belgium 20 years ago. I'm owner of the company Enginium Group. This is specialized in recruiting for engineers.
I would like to introduce and also thank Kinja. Kinja was my teammate during the project 2 weeks. She did a very, very good job on the backend side. So if anybody's got a project and is looking for a real good backend programmer, just ping her. She's your girl. So at the beginning of this year, I thought it was time for me to do something new in my life. Not that I was getting into a midlife crisis or something. I have the age for it, I know, but that was not the case. At least I think it was. But I wanted something new. So I'm a little bit part of the Google generation, so I started to Google around, but I didn't really find the thing or the app or the solution that could help me in finding a solution for my problem. Do something else. So I called my friend Eric, who has got 20 years of experience in HR, and I said, okay, this is my problem, please help me. The solution should be evident. But it seemed not to be. No, it seemed not to be. So we were discussing, and during the discussion he talked me about a study of LinkedIn. I don't know if anybody knows LinkedIn. A study. And it stated that 75%, which is quite a lot, percent of the active population is ready for a move, but they're not doing anything. So the question is, why not? Well, principally there are two reasons why not. First of all, they don't have the time because they've got their family and the job they don't really like. And second, the second reason is that they are a little bit afraid because if you need to look for a job, you have to send your CV, and that means your CV becomes property of the big worldwide internet. And where is your privacy? Maybe your boss finds it one day or another. So they're quite afraid. And if you look at traditional recruitment, everybody asks for a CV, meaning what is your past? They don't ask what do you want to do.
Yes, that's right, Bert. This process needs to be changed. So with Trigger, try to focus another way. And now I would like to speak about you. Candidates, potential candidates here for the job, and also for the company, searching candidates for matching with the culture and for the competence in the company. And Trigger is specialized to focusing on soft skill, motivation, and personality. Okay? Is another way to think about you. And on top of that, you stay anonymous all the time you want. It's no problem. So Bert, let's go to the demonstration.
Yeah, let's go to a little demo. So let's suppose, no, not suppose, I'm the guy looking for something else in life, and I don't have time, a lot of kids, no time at all. So I say, just find me a job, and I push this button. So immediately I get this job, but it's not that detailed. So I say, okay, maybe I should want to have more information regarding a job. Otherwise, it's quite difficult to respond to it. So I click to job info. And I'm a great calculator, a very good one. So I say, okay, I like to go further with this process. Of course, if we want to go further with the process, Trigger Me needs to know who you are. So we ask a little information. We respect your privacy. We just want your email address. The good thing is, without login, you can't get in. So the user logs in, and then he arrives at the same screen. So he wants to continue his search for this new job, which you're going to see in a little while, I guess. So I'm still as lazy as I was the first time. So I just click find me that job. And as you can see, it's all red. All jobs are negative for me. And that's quite normal because I haven't got a dream job filled in yet. So now it's my turn to say, okay, let's complete my profile because I only want to see the jobs that I really like. So at the beginning, of course, there's nothing, everything's red, but we're gonna solve that problem in a moment. We're just going to edit our job profile. And we're going to say what we would really like. So at this moment, like Eric said, we're based on hard skills or facts, but we're working on the soft skills, but that's a little bit more complicated. That will be for next month, I guess. But let's say I'm the candidate who wants a car because I like to drive, flexible hours because I want to do what I want to do. I speak good English, as you noticed, so let's go for the English one. I want a full-time job as a master. I think I'm a specialist. I don't know in what, but I'm a specialist. A small team of 10 persons, that's the maximum I can manage. I would like to have my mobility. Mobility is my life. Full-time means 40 hours a week. I think we can live with that. The maximum distance from the office, let's say 30 kilometers, because today I'm doing 50 and really it's far too much. Minimum salary requirement, so if I have 3,800 euro, that's 200 more than today, I will do that. No, 6,000, that's a good one. No, 3,008 and I'll go. And the company size, not too big, let's say 500 is big, but not above 500. And then my sector, I would love to work in the sector that I'm active at, which is engineering and manufacturing. I said I was a specialist. So, update dream job. As you see now, the system's going to look which jobs fit my profile. So if it's thumb up, everybody knows that's a good sign. So it's okay. But we also show these jobs that are not okay. Or at least jobs where there's a difference. So if there's a difference, we say, okay, we found a job, but not in your sector. But maybe you can consider a change and go ahead with it. So that's a little bit what the application does. The next thing we need to implement, I think Eric will go through that. I also want to, maybe the technical issues we had, it was not login. Everybody was thinking about login, but that was quite easy, in fact. But the thing we had was that we wanted to work with Facebook and LinkedIn login because it's very easy. You push the button and we receive a whole lot of information about you. And we can use that. But we said we're working on anonymity and privacy. If you push the button, the LinkedIn button, the Facebook button, Facebook knows, LinkedIn knows, you could say everybody knows. So we skipped that idea, but we had a little bit of a problem then because we didn't have any data. So we needed to find a way to find your data in a fast, easy, a good way. So we needed to create this flexible interface which would run on any device, which would give the opportunity to give all your information without saying, what's this? And frankly, it took us a while to figure that out, but we think we succeeded in that.
So what is the next step for Trigger Me? Is the first is to continue to develop the application, focus on soft skill motivation and personality, and after that to jump in the development for the mobile application, because that's the future for Trigger Me. And for that, you are looking for an extra developer, and you are open to discuss with some investor to push the rollout.
So I'm trying to realize my dream with Le Wagon. Maybe you can start realizing yours with Trigger Me. I don't know. Visit us. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Anthony, all is well? Ready? Good. So my name is Liron Ross, and I'm a designer from Tel Aviv and the founder of Meetup. And back in Tel Aviv, I used to run a small branding agency. We used to do logos, identities for clients, graphic stuff, and so on. While I was working in that industry, I noticed as soon as social media platforms started playing a role on the scene, the requirements from our clients started shifting. So if beforehand we've been asked to design like 2 magazine ads a month for our client, all of a sudden we needed to design 10, 15, 20 social posts, and that was quite a drastic change. And so with a bigger client, we would sign a retainer. We'll say we do this and that amount of communication a month, and the problem was solved. But the smaller clients who were restaurant owners, boutique owners, event organizers, musicians, and so on, the list goes on, they had a problem. They couldn't afford our services, and so they were left with either no solution for their online communication, or a bad solution, which means they had to do it themselves, or ask a friend who's a non-professional, and so on. And this is the problem Meetup is trying to solve. Meetup is an online design generator and ad placing engine. What it does is basically, it takes your content, it analyzes it, it figures out what are you saying, in how many words are you saying it, and it outputs design suggestions. Now, those suggestions are micro web pages. They have a short message, they have a call to action, but the power of them is that they can target any platform online. This means you can tell it, be a Facebook post, be a newsletter, be a Twitter post, and so on. So let's try and make a little campaign. Let's say I have a friend, she's in fashion, she has a fashion boutique, and she wants to have a sale this weekend. We put in our info, and we have a result. Now, I don't like this design, so we'll change it soon, but let's see what happened here. So the system basically realized we're in fashion. It chose a background image to fit our content. It chose a font to fit our content, and it placed everything in a responsive, dynamic micro web page. Of course, you can switch designs and so on. We can make this a little bit more complicated as we integrate more design algorithms and so on. But let's try and create another campaign and see what happens. Maybe we want to campaign this demo night. So we want to tell everyone we're having a demo night here at Le Wagon. So we'll say Le Wagon, it's a bootcamp demo day, and we have a result. We can switch designs. We can, if I don't like the image that was suggested, I can switch an image, choose another one. We can later on, let's say we want to add a call to action. So I want to say join our mailing list, for example. And now we can publish the campaign. And now what this does is basically create the dynamic page. And there you go. I have a result. I have a vertical view, horizontal view, and square view of the same campaign. So it's the same design, but it's fitted in different scales. And now I can say, OK, I want this posted on Facebook. And we post it. We share the link. And if everything goes well, you'll be able to see on my Facebook post the image, the headline, and the content. It's still not 100% cool because it doesn't have the whole thing on it, but it works. And now when you click it, you go to a page with your content on it. It has your button. You can join the mailing list. So I would say, like, my biggest thing to deal with here would be how to analyze content and output design in a way that it's not static. So you would have different categories, and also what you posted on should take different dynamics. So if you post a Facebook post, it can't be dynamic. If you post a banner, maybe it can. So you have to do all this analysis of content and design output. Yeah, so that's it for now. If you're a front-end expert or a marketing expert, I will be happy to have a chat. And thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Guillaume. A few minutes ago, I was a student, and I used to be a shopper, as you might have noticed. But in real life, I'm not a student. I have an e-business consulting company. And I wanted to join Le Wagon because I'm also active in real estate, and I came up with an idea, so I wanted to learn to code and to come to this result. And so Valentin joined my team as a front-end developer, probably one of the best in town. So if you look to hire someone, he's very good. So VISTASIUS is a real estate website, but don't be afraid, we're not trying to beat ImoWeb, not another that might fail trying to beat ImoWeb. We're focused on the United States and specifically on real estate with views. So we have also some special features that make a differentiation with ImoWeb, for example, because we don't have the same business model. ImoWeb is an advertisement platform, so they want you to see as many ads as possible and scroll as many pages, whereas we want to have results and have a good user experience in order to find a property very easily. So the first thing is we have a powerful search tool that we're going to show you. We have virtual tours and possibility to find the best broker when you want to sell your property with a view. So now let's do a little demo. Let's take the example of a guy that is called Julien Philippe. He was a student at Le Wagon, made his app, and earned a lot of money selling it. And so the problem is he's French, and so he will be taxed on his wealth. So he has to move. But let's first have a look at what he could have bought in Paris, for example. So let's go to Paris and see what we have there. So we have some nice properties with views. You can check the view if you go to one of the icons. Let's say here you have a view on the Tour Eiffel. If you go on the water, you have La Seine, and the landscape is a city landscape. But he has to move from Paris because of the wealth tax. So let's go and see what he can find in Brussels. So of course you can use the property features, and here you can see we have about 12 properties for sale with very nice views. But so we're going to filter on that and look at properties between 500 and 800,000 euros because, yeah, the view is sometimes expensive. And then we're going to filter on the view afterwards, but let's have a look first on properties between that price range. And so here we have about 6 properties that have more or less the same surface, the same amount of bedrooms, and what we were interested in is views. So we have 3 categories of views. And we're going to first filter on the city skyline in Brussels in order to show what we have there. So here you have properties with a city skyline. And we want to go a bit further and say, OK, I want a place with a nice view on the city skyline, but as well I want a green place, like close to a park. And in the proposed list, there is Jardin de l'Abbaye de la Cambre, which is a green area. And so we filter on that, and we have 1 property. So now we want to visit the property because on ImoWeb you spend a lot of time looking at ugly pictures and wasting time doing visits. And here with the virtual tour, you can just look at what you want to buy and see if you like it or not. So you go up to the room upstairs and then maybe go have a look on the terrace because you have a nice view from the terrace. And here you can see the IT tower, Abbaye de la Cambre, and this whole green area. So this basically is what VISTASIUS is about. The major difficulty we have is that we have a lot of categories in terms of views and a whole list of views. So we had to list them by category, by city, by property in order to be able to show specific views. And so the next steps for VISTASIUS is I went last year for a month in the United States to meet brokers and discuss the whole properties with the views topic. We found investors, so now we need to secure the investment and go back to the States in order to finalize partnerships with the brokers and set everything up, a team, a company, and so on. So this is it. Thank you.
So hello everybody, my name is Stan. I'm a Belgian digital marketing specialist. And together with Katja and Sami, we made CherryPix. CherryPix is a platform where you can order and pre-order crowdfunded products right after their successfully funded campaign. So let's go a bit deeper in the concept. I'll illustrate it with a bit of role play. So I'll introduce you to Tom. Tom is an engineer, and he just had a successfully funded campaign. Now, he successfully funded his campaign, but he is actually facing a problem because he can't sell and market his product very well. Now, given our market research, there are a lot of companies facing the same problem because they actually have an engineering profile and not a marketing profile, which is very good for us, of course. Now, meet the other side. There's Sonia. And Sonia just heard from her friend Anne that there is a very cool standing desk which Tom made, and it's very easy to find. So she goes on the crowdfunding platform and she finds a desk, but she cannot buy it anymore. She cannot fund it anymore because the campaign has finished and you can't fund the product anymore after. So she's very sad. She starts crying. She throws down her laptop. End of story. But the story should not end there, and that's why we made CherryPix. So CherryPix actually enables Sonia to do what she wants to do. So let's continue that story. So Sonia actually finds CherryPix, and she wants to find her standing desk, which is called Jeswick. So she quickly finds her desk, and she's very enthusiastic, of course, so she wants to order it immediately. So we only ask a limited amount of information, just enough to handle the shipping correctly, and that it's not really a hassle for the user to actually enter his details. So the only thing left for Sonia is to pay, which goes very smooth with Stripe. Woohoo! Yes. So there we go. Sonia just bought her standing desk, which she would otherwise not be able to buy if she wouldn't have met Cherrypix, because the crowdfunding campaigns, the crowdfunding platforms like Kickstarter and Indiegogo won't let her buy the product afterwards. So now I talked about the product. As a student from Le Wagon, my main problem or challenge was actually not really the coding itself, more the project management of the app. So dividing the app in different user stories and making it actionable in very small steps. But as you can see, we overcame the challenge fairly easy by using an agile method, which allowed us to create our app in 10 days, or actually 9 days. So I'm very happy that we succeeded and that we can be here today. Now I talked about my app, more about the sector. So what about the crowdfunding business itself? My market research showed that last year only, there was a revenue of 4 billion worldwide from only crowdfunding. And the market is growing year over year by 140% each year, which is enormous. Another fact would be that right after I successfully funded a campaign, it takes me approximately a year to actually have my product up and running and functional and shipping it to my customer, which is a very big gap. And that's actually the gap that I'm trying to bridge with Cherrypix. Now, what we have right now, we already have a good MVP, I think, I hope. I'm also already have clients in the US and Europe, so successfully crowdfunded products who already want to join the platform. So what I'm looking for right now is actually beta testers, maybe investors. Also, if you know somebody who has a company or a crowdfunded product, successfully crowdfunded product, which is always interesting for me, of course. And we're always open to have other partnerships, like partnerships with startup communities, which can accelerate our scaling or our future of Cherrypix. So thank you very much for your attention, and I'll meet you at the bar.
Good evening. My name is Mathieu Brunto. I am French. And with Olivier Delance, he is Belgian. We will introduce you the QEMOTION project. QEMOTION stands for Quick Emotion. We both are finance guys. We accumulate 20 years finance experience in our fields. So we like figures. We are not mathematicians, so we only like positive figures. We also both are B2C professional. We like consumers, clients. So we know that emotions are very important for the company. If you are unhappy, you will not come back. If you are angry, you will destroy my brand, my product. Emotion can damage, emotion can save. And customers are emotional. So that's all what QEMOTION is about. QEMOTION is a digital platform that enables companies to understand what are the feedbacks of their audience. Internal audience, external audience, but principally final users. In order to get some feedback, we started with a mobile app. So this has not been developed during the Le Wagon, it was done before. But we need to spend 30 seconds on this mobile app, which is called also QEMOTION. You can find it on the App Store, just to understand how it works. So this mobile app is all about topics. You can choose your topics, and you can give your feedback on it without typing anything. okay? I am French. We have a big, big challenge. We have a match, a rugby match against New Zealand. Maybe it will be a disaster, we will see. And so we can express our feelings, our emotion into this mobile app. QEMOTION is doing something. We translate feedbacks into emotion. We are able to say, your feedback, we can evaluate them, and we can transform them into one single indicator. I told you we like KPIs, we like figures. We transform emotion into figures, into one indicator, which is a temperature. And that's what the colors are about. Red is good. It means it's warm. When it's warm, it means I'm happy. And blue is cold, so I'm sad or I am against. Okay, so with this mobile app, you can see live what is said about a topic. People are fearing, they think that the match may be difficult, they don't believe in it, okay? And we are also able to consolidate all this information into, again, one single indicator to see what are the evolution of the emotional index, this emotional temperature with the time. So all the challenge of Le Wagon was, okay, we get some information now about topics. Are we able to showcase this information for the professional? Can we give them something to see? Let's have a look. Now I will switch from end user to a professional. Let's say I am a Carrefour manager. I have to manage a lot of stores, centers, and I have to know what's happened. I have to sign in to my account, okay? So one important thing is you have to imagine the life of the commercial of Carrefour. He's traveling the whole day, okay? He sees things, he is hearing things. Also, the team are telling him, okay, our sales are decreasing because the customer don't like the collections. There is too many things. So, but is it true? That's our excuses or true things? Here you can see what the customer is saying, and the customer is always right. No? Okay, so I have some topics. We can search for topics, but let's go to the point, right to the point. So we are able to say, on my brand, I see what is said, so the emotional index that you can see also on the mobile app as final user. It's not only we get your information, we also give you some information about this topic. But now I see, okay, what happened on Saturday? Wow. Something happened, I don't know why. And that's something, that's a lot of emotional analytics also proposed to you. I know that the sentiment on my brand was negative. Okay, problem, how to go further, how to improve my brand, my service. And second thing is how to benchmark, okay? Because all the topics are in a hierarchy, we are able to say, Carrefour Online are part of a group, Auchan, any Belgian brand also are part of the same. So we are able to say, this is my benchmark. So you see that confirmed my fear on Saturday. Wow, something happened because the competition, all the feedback on the competitors was quite positive actually. So let's have a look now if we can dig into details. Can we? Because of the mobile app we built, we also built thematics into all the feedbacks. So we are able to say, hey guys, I am good in price. And that's true. Carrefour actually is doing a lot of discount, and they gain market share now. Here we see that the temperature, 18 degrees on the max 40, it could be good. Welcome seems to be good for my customers. Access is quite bad. Parking, the same. And walkways, okay, seems to be okay, good. It means it's easy to cross the centers and so on. Now let's see, okay, why I have a problem into access and localization? Okay, all the feedback we receive are localized, are geo-positionized, okay? So we are able to know, okay, now, let's say, okay, how something happened here, no? It's blue, huh? So it's cold, so it's bad. So let's have a look. Okay, I have some feedback here, minus 90 degrees. Okay, it could not find my center. Oh, that's a pity. So maybe I need to invest a little more in advertising to come there, to come to the point. Price, okay, against the trend I see, some guy is complaining. This guy is saying, okay, this is security maybe, no? So you see, it's very important to understand that you have the trend, you have the global emotion, but you also have some root cause of this. So you can, after this, react. And that's what the professionals are requiring. What is the next step for us? We have a live demo with a real customer next week. So we will showcase this to them. They started doing advertising for the app because they would like to get feedback. And the last point also is we have the app. Target for us is now to increase the source of information, social analytics, social networks, document, mails. Let's say, by example, customer service mails. Okay, they receive plenty of things. How to compare if I've improved or not my performance last year? Okay, they are complaining more or less. Here, with this tool, we are able to do it and to say, okay, it was better or worse. That's it. If you are interested by the customer emotion, you can come to me at the end of this demo. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, are you ready for SPACEFIT? Yeah. Woo! Okay, so my name is Julie, and I'm coming back to San Francisco, where I spent these last 3 years. And I'm coming back with this idea of SPACEFIT. And basically, I pitched that in a startup weekend a few months ago, and we won a prize. So after that, we were supported by the Microsoft Innovation Center here in Brussels, and we won the award prize. So we're like, okay, so the idea is validated, so let's go for it, and let's make it happen. So that's why we went to Le Wagon. And in these last 10 days, we've been busy with the beta version, thanks to Pedro here, my backend developer. So now everybody takes their mobile phone. Okay, so you put spacefit.net on your mobile phone. I want to see you all, guys. Come on, come on. Get it out of there. It needs to breathe as well. And actually, you will click on that little guy here, or Pedro. And here we go in the app. So just one question. Did you do some exercise today? I know you're busy with the SPACEFIT. Yeah, you did some exercise? No, you wish to do more exercises? Yeah? Woo, yeah? I know it's late, but it's okay. I'm almost the last one, okay? So actually, yeah, well, I would like to do much more exercises. I'm a lazy person, and really, if I can do some exercises sitting on my desk, oh my God, that would be awesome, right? And what about stretching? Do you stretch sometime after spending 9 hours or 8 hours in front of your computer? Do you do that? No, we never do that, right? So what if you could have an app that would provide you with professional exercises and fitness and stretching, but also relaxing, because we are stretched out after the stretch. We are stressed out after or before a meeting, right? So if we can have some meditation for 5 minutes, everything takes just 5 minutes. So it's just your tool in your box, in your pocket, and you go with it. So let's try. Okay, I had an awful dorm for lunch, thanks to you. And let's go for some fitness here. If you click there, let's say, okay, I want to feel like Superman, and let's go for the up position. And here we go. Maybe we can have a little sample. Okay, so I have also exercise for you guys. Sit it down. So maybe we can just go back, and I love that exercise, actually. Yes. We go back, and yeah, for you guys sitting down, a little bit tired, you want to wake up. Okay, let's wake up here. And I can promise you, if you do it for 5 minutes a day, you will feel the difference after 1 week, 1 month. I tell you, I do it all the time. Maybe you do that as well, yeah. But here, it's really made by a physical therapist, so it's unique, and the content is exclusive on the platform. So I like it too, yes. And let's go for, yeah, finish. So what are my results? Oh, yeah, you get a quote, because SPACEFIT provides you to get fitter in your mind and in your body. So let's have some food for thought. So you will get a code each single time that you connect to SPACEFIT. Isn't that cool? A new code each single time. And because I'm not logged in, so let's log in here, I will see my result, the tracking of what I've been doing these last days. Okay, not bad. I can do better, but not bad at all. So yeah, here we go. And also, one thing important is the comment here, because it's a beta version. I really need from you guys all your comments, feedback, suggestions, anything you can think of will be useful. Once again, it's a beta version, so we will need your feedback. And yeah, I want some reminders. So let's go on the setting page, and I want a reminder every 2 hours, because I know it's good for me. My body, my soul. Yeah, we don't take time for ourselves, so let's have something that pops up. And I can choose my languages, of course. And here we go. So, we are in discussion with PricewaterhouseCoopers and Accenture for the moment, and also Thalys. And we want that to happen and to boost for your own health, and so to make a little difference on this planet. Thank you.
Hi everyone. So we are actually the last of the night. It's gonna be pretty difficult to challenge Julie she's so dynamic. I guess Guillaume, ready? Perfect. So get and go. Thank you again for being here, and good afternoon. What is Get and Go? Actually, I'm Cedric, and I'm a young Belgian entrepreneur. And since a few months, I had the idea of making like a kind of platform for flash sales. Like really few people know what flash sales are. So I just came to Le Wagon and I pitched it. And hopefully I found actually amazing teammates. So on my left side, it's Gundars. It's an economist from Latvia, and he was really an amazing backend developer. And on my right side, that's Guillaume. Actually, he's a pilot from Canada. Which airline again? Tropicair. Tropicair, that's like sunshine everywhere. So it's pretty cool. So we decided to develop Get and Go because we knew that it was a really big and huge problem. Did you know that worldwide there's more than 1.5 billion of tons of food which are wasted every single year, and then more than than 500 million of non-alimentary products are wasted each single year, but only in France. These figures are just huge. So we decided to create a pretty simple and easy to use sales platform, which is called Get and Go, as you might have understood it. So Get and Go, what it is, it's a flash sale instant platform which enables shops to clear pretty quickly their inventory, because sometimes they cannot manage their stocks and they just want to sell quickly the item that they have. But how to make it, we're gonna just describe that afterwards. But also, it will enable customer to buy items which are located next to them, which might interest them. So to be a bit more clear about that, we're just gonna take an example. And just imagine that Gundars is actually like a baker. Like he's a really baker, he loves pastries and every stuff, and he's actually a shop owner.
Well, indeed, you may think that bakery or running a bakery is a pretty simple business, but as a matter of fact, it is not, because you have a very quick turnover cycle. You have a daily production and sales, and actually what you produce in one day you cannot sell the next day. We can try to sell it, but it's not gonna have a good impact on you. So basically, me as a baker, I am faced with a situation where some days are better than others. I mean, and I have to plan in advance how much I will bake. Sometimes I bake too much, so I'm left with some leftovers that I have to throw away. So there's a loss on that. Sometimes I bake too little, and I basically miss an opportunity to sell more of my products. So what I'm looking for is actually a tool that will allow me to very quickly adjust my inventories depending on how the day goes. So basically, imagine we're like at 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and all of a sudden I see that I still have a lot of stock of products. I can immediately actually on this platform insert a flash sales ad whereby I do a discount on some of those stocks. I also basically, identify the time that the sale ends. I mean, that could be the end of the day. That could be a bit earlier to kind of incite customers to come and spend a bit more. You may ask, what is the advantage, or like how does it compare to just doing that in store? I mean, like, okay, I have my bakery, so in the shop I can also say, okay, now 2 o'clock in the afternoon, everything goes for half the price and so on. The problem with that, of course, is that it's only the people who are in the bakery who see my sale of 50% off. Whereas this app would allow also people who are in the vicinity to have that information and to be able to react to that information in case they want to react. So as soon as the basically sales ad is inserted, it is immediately available, or it immediately appears on the index side of the index page of the customers, which is the other side of this app.
So right now, let's imagine I'm a customer. And that's, like some of you already know, I'm a pretty foodie person. I actually love food. And I'm really looking for bakeries not so far from me, and which is actually making some flash sales. So as you might have understood it, everything is locally, instantly. So I'm here in Brussels. You can see all the pins, and I'm looking for different bakeries. So I put like here, like food and drinks, and yep, food and drinks.
That was the sale. The thing is that the search page takes also your profile categories, and after a refresh, it puts back those which we will tackle in the future. But this, the search obviously was correct.
And so I can directly see that actually Paul, so my friend Gunders, is actually selling his croissant not so far from me. And I can directly click on it, and I will be redirected to a small description of the croissant, how many croissants they are, at which price it is, or which offer it is. And when I click Get Map Direction, I will directly will be redirected to the Google Map and see how long it's going to take me to go to the shop and grab my product. So everything is based on instantaneity, getting the product, and definitely waste less and win more. But it was not easy to make. As Stijn and all the others said, we just arrived at Le Wagon just like 9 weeks ago, and we just learned all this stuff in 9 weeks. So we had some point which we were some struggling with.
So basically, just very briefly, you will, as everybody has said today, appreciate that 2 months ago we didn't know how to do anything in this area. So now, okay, we're 2 months later here, and as everybody else on this app, we worked for 2 weeks. So if I have to say in one sentence, what was the most challenging, I think, part of the app? I mean, it was obviously this customer page, customer index, because it has different parts. You have a map that is fixed. You have the other part on the left that you can scroll down, and the map is still there. And it kind of combines several elements. It combines obviously search filters. It combines some display items, and it also combines the map. So I mean, I think overall this is really the centerpiece of the app.
And so you would ask about the business model of this platform. Actually, the business model is based as an ad platform. So it's when you want to, as a shop, post something directly on the platform, you have to pay as many as ads you are adding to the platform. But for example, also for small shops, we might not have like big money to invest in this kind of platform. For example, even if it's really cheap, we can also take some kind of commissions and definitely discuss with them. Because we know that in Belgium, for example, it's really hard for small shops to advertise directly to customers which are located next to them. So our next step is to beta test it, and we will definitely do that all together, normally mid-November, and we will try to make it at UCL, the University of UCL, because thanks to our surveys, we know that students might really be interested to this kind of platform, and definitely the shops which are in these universities who want to target quickly these students. So thank you again for everything, for being here tonight. I know it was a pretty long night, but all these projects were like just amazing. So thank you for being here.